Hi guys, this is a video by Spartan765 on how to disassemble and reassemble a G3 type rifle. The rifle I have here is my PTR91F, standard length G3 style rifle, 17.7-inch barrel. Okay, now first just going to go over the disassembly. Okay, now first, obviously, it's kind of hard for the camera to see this, but you just pop out the mag. It's like common sense. Pull back on the charging handle. Make sure it's not loaded or anything. That's just common sense, you know. Normally I wouldn't say that, but I'm sure there's some dumb shit out there that's a liberal that would not check to see if it's loaded and then end up suing me or something like that. Okay, now after that, close the charging handle. Okay. Then in the back, there's two pins, just right here, so you just push them out. Now the G3 you need no tools to field strip, but to take it apart completely you do. Well, a PTR91 anyway. That's just taking the handguard off. Now then remove the buttstock. Remove the buttstock, the recoil spring, and inside there's the recoil buffer. On any G3 you do need a tool to take that out, just a screwdriver. But that's not really part of field stripping and cleaning. Okay, so then just like that. Now if you have an older style G3 or you got one that's full auto, what you're going to need to do is pop out a pin that'll be right there. Pop out a pin that'll be right there, just like these. Okay. Then again, if you have a full auto G3, you probably know how to do this already. Okay, now your next step is to lift up on the charging handle. And be very careful when you pull on it, or move it back, because the bolt will just want to slide right out the back. There you go. Now, on here, what's left is just your basic receiver, barrel, Torian, or Tunyon, or whatever the hell you pronounce that, sight, and then your, if you got a PTR91, you got a solid aluminum rail. How to get this off, you just take your screwdriver and you take it off, but I'm not going to do that for the video. What the hell I suppose I should do for the video, because someone's going to complain that I didn't do it. Okay, just twist it off like that. I don't know the size of screwdriver bit. It doesn't say, it just says 8.8 on the bolt. I don't think that's the size. It's just a hex style, what the hell it's called, bit thing. Okay, then you just lift this off. To remove this, slide it all the way up, being careful not to damage the finish. Take her off like that. Replace the charging handle. Now to take the charging handle off, this is not part of field stripping, but I will show you how to do it. I'm actually going to remove it. What you do is you just push this back here and lift it up. And you'll see there's a pin. And right on the other bottom there's a pin. You just pop that out, pull this out. That will slide right out the back. But I'm not going to do that for length of the video, but that's how you do it if you're wondering. Okay, another question I'm going to answer quickly about a G3. Is the tube up here called the cocking tube, is that supposed to be able to flex freely up, down, whatever? Yes, it is. That's normal because it's just a thin piece of metal. It's not even a millimeter thick at the front. It's like a half mil thick or a quarter mil thick. It's not very thick. It is normal for it to flex. That is necessary for a free-floated barrel. If you just have a crappy Century C91, the odds are that yours is probably welded, so never mind. But PTR91s and all correct G3 style copies do have that. This isn't really a copy, though. This is a licensed H&K gun. Made on equipment purchased that was designed by H&K. Okay, now that you got your G3 fully... Oh yeah, I forgot to go over the bolt. To do the bolt, no tools required. Just simply twist it counterclockwise. Or no, never mind. You can do it like that, or the easier way is just to push it in like that. Twist it counterclockwise. Pull it off. Just like that. To remove your locking piece and firing pin, just twist it 180 degrees, pull her straight out. Bolt carriers fully disassembled, firing pin, locking piece, and main spring, or firing pin spring on whatever the hell it's called, is taken out. Now to reassemble, reinsert. Put this right back in here. There's a little niche or whatever you call it on there. That's right in there. Push it in, rotate back 180 degrees. Get the bolt on. If you're kind of wimpy, it may take, you may have to use a screwdriver, but push down on this locking bar right here. I mean, I can do it with my fingers, but just push down, goes right back on. Pull it back out. You know, you got a guide here. You don't want to pull it out too far. Pull it out about maybe a, you know, good 8 millimeters or something. No, probably about 7 millimeters. And then just give it a good twist to the left until it comes back up like this. And then pull it out any more distance it has to go. It just went on a millimeter there. That's good. Okay, now when you do this, it's always a good idea to lube it up. Son of a bitch. Drops a fucking pop. Spray it, you know, do some Rem oil. Because it is steel and it will rust. Well, it is coated, but if you're wondering about full auto, you're not going to be able to get full auto by just replacing the trigger group. By the way, you have to have proper licenses to do that. You have to also replace the bolt carrier because it's milled out here, so the trigger retarder won't let it go to full auto. Okay, just a little piece of information. Okay, now what we're going to do is, next step, to replace the handguard. Now remember, if you have your standard G3, the wide handguard, it'll just be a push pin up here instead of a spring, or instead of a screw, sorry. Okay, now what you're going to do next is just simply replace the handguard like so. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, just sorry if you can't see this, but go on from the top right where there's that little groove. Go down slowly, being careful not to mar the finish or nick it or anything. Push it on there like so. It should snap into place. Then insert your screw in there. Now keep in mind, this is an aluminum handguard, so you don't need to tighten it so fucking tight that you can't get it, you know, because you will strip it. It is just aluminum, you know. But then again, all tactical handguards are made out of aluminum. You know, tighten it decent, but don't over tighten it. Next step. Oh yeah, and another question I'm going to address is the rear sight supposed to move a little bit? Like you can be able to move it back and forth about half a millimeter to a millimeter, just jiggle it when it's locked in place. Yes, that is normal. Doesn't affect your accuracy at all. I can get about 7 inches with this at 200 meters iron sights. Okay, replace your bolt and bolt carrier. Stick it in there and then push it forward with your finger to lock it in there so it won't fall out. Replace your trigger group. Obviously, if you accidentally unlock your trigger and your hammer's like that, don't put it in like that. Pull your hammer back. Stick it in there like so. Push it down. Replace recoil spring in butt pad, or buttstock, sorry. Son of a bitch. It's kind of hard to do with just, you know, I'm trying to keep it in the angle of the camera. There we go. Okay, then replace your pins. There we go. And make sure the holes are lined up too, obviously, before you put them in. Okay, then function test the rifle. Just, you know, pull back on the handguard. Whoops. Or not the handguard, but the cocking handle. Pull it back. Drop an empty magazine in the rifle. And the proper way that the Brunschfire, that's the German army, is taught you're supposed to close these. Not the movie style H&K slap, although it does work. But I highly recommend you do it the Brunschfire way, and that is just to go like this. It's less harmful on the rifle, even though slapping it doesn't do much. But it's just the proper way to do it. You got any questions, comments, feel free to send me a message. If you're a gun-hating liberal, don't bother sending me a message, just leave. Spartan765 out.